Hi ladies, happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. I'm just out here enjoying the beautiful sunshine. I'm at Body Dynamics Training, the gym that I work at, and I have about 10 minutes to talk to you guys before I have to go coach, and I just wanted to come in here, give you a little pep talk because it's Monday and you guys are neck deep into the whole dieting game. We've gone all over the simple carbohydrate diet now, so you've done the full food elimination, we've added things back in, and now we're right into calorie counting and macro counting, and it's hard and it sucks, and I completely understand because I've been there and I've actually done that so many times. As you know, I've done a lot of macro counting and calorie counting in the past. I actually do it several times per year just to check in with myself. So I call it an audit, where I go and I refigure all the calories, I refigure all the macros, and I just check in to see where I'm at with my food. And so what I want to talk to you about today was that dieting is a lot like your bank account, or maybe not your bank account specifically, but dieting is a lot like getting out of debt. So basically when you first start, you have to make a plan, all right? So right now we've kind of been in plan phase where I've gone over all the calculations that we need to do. You're setting out a plan of how many macros you should eat, how much protein you should eat, how many calories you need to eat. And this is kind of like the planning stage. We need to make a plan to get you out of debt, all right? So just like your bank account, if you're just in debt and you're just not doing anything about it, you're gonna stay there, and that's not where you wanna be. So we're making a plan right now. And basically you have to start saving, right? Once you make that plan, we have to start figuring out, okay, where do we need to cut spending, right? So where do we need to cut spending? That means where do you need to find in your diet right now things that are just not working for you, things that are not helping you towards your goals. Those are the things that we cut, right? That's the spending that we're cutting, all right? So we're trying to get you out of debt. There's not a lot of wiggle room at this point to spend, all right, we're talking bank account, to spend your extra calories on things. So you when you're trying to get out of debt, you're not spending a bunch of money, you're trying to save as much money, and you're trying to budget as best you can. So right now we're budgeting. You're counting your macros, you're counting your calories, you're budgeting how much food you have for your next meal. If you're going out to dinner, you're making sure that you have enough calories left over from the day, so we have enough to eat what you want at the restaurant. This is where we're budgeting, all right? So this is the very, very beginning stages, and this is when it's actually the hardest. So just like getting out of debt, that stuff's hard. It takes a lot of patience. It's really frustrating and it's really exhausting, but that's only in the beginning. Once we get some momentum, once we get some wins, once you start paying off that debt and even start creating a little bit of savings. So the next step, I don't know if you guys follow any of Dave Ramsey's stuff, but me and my husband really love Dave Ramsey's Financial Freedom. So his next step is creating your emergency savings account. That's your very first step after going out of debt. So emergency savings account, that means that, yeah, you have a little bit of extra calories to play with in the bank. So this is a little bit later on in your dieting when you feel like you have gotten some wins. You have seen a little bit of weight loss, you have seen a little bit of body transformation, your clothes are fitting a little bit looser. You don't have to be quite as strict as in the beginning, like when you were budgeting, like when we were trying to get out of debt, all right? So that's the next step. Once you have figured out, okay, I know what I need to eat to get the fat loss, I know how this works now, and I know how my body responds to certain foods, that's when we can start spending, right? Spending your calories on maybe more fun stuff, maybe like a pizza night with your family, maybe going out to ice cream, right? And these are still budgeted, right? Because we're still climbing out of debt. You're only creating your emergency savings. You're not necessarily spending like crazy yet, right? The very last stage is when we're out of debt, you have your savings, and now we're investing and we're spending and you're making money and we're happy days, all right? So this is maintenance mode when we're talking about fat loss. When you're in maintenance mode, we're awesome, we're happy. We're not gonna spend everything like crazy because you know what it feels like to be in debt. You know what it feels like to have to crawl out of that. So we're not necessarily gonna blow it all, right? We still need to make sure that we're all within like your calorie allotment. We need to make sure that we're still maintaining and keeping the healthy habits, or else we just go backwards, right? So once we're in maintenance mode, we can eat a little bit extra. There's more fun stuff. A lot of people see what I'm eating and I'm in maintenance mode, and so I can afford to have, you know, some ciders on Sunday night. I don't know if you saw my Instagram stories. I can afford to have some ciders on Sunday night and not have it really affect me, or maybe some desserts. But normally I still have those healthy habits, and in order to be financially secure, you need to have healthy money habits, right? So this is all just an analogy that dieting is a lot like budgeting, it's a lot like banking. You have to make deposits before things get really easy. In the beginning, it's so hard, and I understand that, and that's where you're at right now, but it's not always that way, all right? You get better at this, and the better you become, the more confident you are, and the more consistent you are, the more you kind of figure out how your body responds to things, the more we can play, right? The more we can spend our calories on fun stuff and still not have it affect your fat loss, still not affect your physique. All right, so I hope that analogy makes sense to you today. It's just something that's been kind of like rattling in my head all day as far as like dieting is all like banking. I think I originally got this idea from Jordan Syatt. If you're not following Jordan Syatt on Instagram, he posts a lot of really good stuff. I might even share some of his stuff because he's really big into macro counting, and he does like those infographics that are really easy to read and easy to understand. So this is just something I've been thinking about. I hope that makes sense to you, that right now we're in like the budgeting, planning, crawling out of debt stage, which is the beginning of your diet, right? And that usually lasts a couple months, depending on how much weight you have to lose and depending on how much momentum you create, right? So it takes a long time for us to get into that happy place. Sorry, holding the phone is a bad idea. Before we get into that happy place where we can spend our calories on fun stuff and not have it affect us. But that's really down the road when you've hit your maintenance weight, you have your goal weight, you like the way things are at, and we just need to maintain it. But for now, we're still working hard. You're still pushing. We're still trying to put some money in the bank. That makes sense. All right, so I hope you have a great day. I just wanted to let you know I have all of your guys' bookings confirmed for our coaching calls this week, so I'm looking forward to talking to each of you about how the macro counting is going, how calories counting is going, just because I know that this stuff's kind of technical and it's really overwhelming, especially at first when you just don't really understand how this all works. I'm really excited to just get in there and talk nitty-gritty with you guys and troubleshoot and figure out what we need to do to help move you forward. Of course, if you have any questions from now until we have our coaching call, please message me. I can only help you if I know you need help, right? So if you're staying silent, I'm just assuming that you're just cruising along, everything's great, following the program, and we're happy days. If I don't hear from you, that's all I can assume. If you send me a message and you say, hey, I'm really struggling, I need help with this, this, and this, I will help you, and that's what I'm dedicated to do. You just gotta let me know, all right? I hope you guys have a great week, and again, hit me up if you have any questions. Talk to you later. Bye.